Alright, sorry for the long delay, as it's now time for my Week 4 picks of the 2020 NFL season. And last week, I went 9-6-1. Not the worst week of the year, but still not really something to be proud of. And here is the playoff stands at the season today in the AFC. The Chiefs are with the bye, with the Browns at the Bills, Ravens at the Titans, and Patriots at the Steelers. And in the NFC, it's the Seahawks with the bye, with the 49ers at the Packers, Cardinals at the Buccaneers, and Bears at the football team. I never actually looked at the playoff bracket like I normally do each week because I've been so busy this week. But looking at this, I probably would say maybe the Chiefs and Packers in the Super Bowl for right now. But now let's get to my Week 4 picks. And the first thing I gotta say, of course, Steelers at Titans. It was originally supposed to be played on Sunday, but because of the COVID crap, they had to move the game to Monday or Tuesday. And now, I just found earlier today, they are not postponing it sometime later. So there's only going to be 15 games this week. So that's why I have an empty slot right here. So who knows when that will be? I have no idea yet, because we definitely need that game because both teams are undefeated and they're probably playoff contenders right now. So it's very vital that that game has to be played. But, so with that out of the way, let's get to my Week 4 picks. Starting off with Thursday night, as the Broncos are at the Jets for the first time since 2014, as the Broncos try to avoid 0-4 for the second year in a row. Jets try to avoid 0-4 for the second year in a row as well. The Broncos won the last 3. The Jets haven't beaten them since 2010. And they haven't beaten them, hosting them, since, 2002 maybe or something like that. It's been a long time since they last beat them. I forgot to write that down because I'm an idiot. But anyways, the Broncos got their ass kicked by the Buccaneers. And the Jets got their... Oh my god, what an implosion they had against the Colts. That was so bad how they played. Both teams trying to get their first win of the year. This is probably going to be a defensive slugfest. But the Jets have played so badly that I'm going to pick the Broncos for this. But watch, the Broncos will shit the bed so bad the Jets will get it too. Then we get to our 1 p.m. games on Sunday, as it's the Ravens at the Washington football team for the first time since 2012. As the Washington football team won the last 2, the Ravens haven't beaten them since 2008 and 2004 in Landover. As the Ravens got embarrassed on Monday night. Yeah, 22-1, but can't beat the Chiefs for some reason, which is weird since when they went to Kansas City the last 2 years. Both games were really close, so I don't know how all of a sudden out of nowhere they got their asses destroyed when they host them for once. That was very embarrassing. And the football team, they had the lead at first against the Browns, but then they just choked it away as a team is just still not quite ready yet to be a threat yet. As you see, the Ravens, they have the worst passes offense in the league. That's really bad, especially since the football team has the 5th best pass defense coming up. But the football team is so bad, just so bad. Even their defense is just not really that good right now. Their win against the Eagles might have honestly just been the Eagles were that bad since they just choked that lead. I'm picking the Ravens to get this, but I won't be surprised if the football team gets it. After all, they've beaten them the last 2 times when the Ravens should have won both of them. Then it's the Chargers at the Buccaneers for the first time since 2012. As the Buccaneers won the last 2, the Chargers haven't beaten them since 2008. As the Chargers, hard-fought game, but still couldn't beat the Panthers. And the Buccaneers, how about that? Brady had his best game in probably since like early last year. That was awesome. Like 3 touchdowns. Looked really good. I don't think he threw a pick, so about time they have that. As you see it, this is really weird. Look at the Chargers. They have a really good defense. In terms of yards, they're getting a shit ton of yards. They're near elite, but they are 29th in scoring. 4th to last. That's pretty bad. The Buccaneers are all over the place. Defense playing a much better job. Oh my god, it's just a wonder what's going to show up. Will the Chargers actually win a game for once instead of blowing late leads? Or at least having close games. But I'm going to pick the Buccaneers for this. But watch, they'll choke and let the Chargers get it. Then it's the Seahawks at the Dolphins for the first time since 2012, as the Seahawks try to go 4-0 for the first time since 2013, as Seahawks we won the last game in 2016, remember, that was a close one too, season opener. Dolphins haven't beaten them since 2012, and the Seahawks haven't beaten the Dolphins in Miami since 1996, when they were back in the AFC, for crying out loud. So the Seahawks, offensive shootout against the Cowboys, almost choked it, and the Dolphins, huge beatdown they gave the Jaguars. That was incredible. So, this game, the Seahawks have a terrible, terrible defense. They're second in rushing yards. But that's only because everyone is just so offensive in terms of passing yards. They don't really need to run. But, man, that defense is so bad. Their offense, though, is pretty good. The Dolphins are just all over the place. I find that funny. Look at that. They're 25th in every category in terms of defense except for points allowed. They're 10th in scoring. So they're allowing a lot of yards, but they're not allowing a lot of points. That's crazy. Now, let's see. If I remember correctly, the last 3 times they've played each other, it's been really close. Remember, the Dolphins almost beat the Seahawks last time in 2016, so the Seahawks should not underestimate them, but I'm picking the Seahawks for this one. Then it's the Vikings at the Texans for the first time since 2012, as the Vikings try to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2002, and the Texans try to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2008, as the Vikings have never lost to the Texans yet, while the Texans, after 18 years, finally try and get their first win against them. As the Vikings, oh my god, first you got embarrassed offensively against the Packers when you couldn't stop them. Then you got embarrassed by the Colts when you couldn't stop forcing those turnovers. And then you choked the lead against the Titans? Like, come on, what the fuck is up with this Vikings? You have been, like, so disappointing this year, it's incredible. And the Texans actually had a good game against the Steelers, but just couldn't hold on to win it in the end. Oh my god, these teams are just all over the place. And another game where we're finally going to see someone get their first win, and I just am not fully sure who to say. But I probably will pick the Texans because at least they're not all over the place like the Vikings, and they did have a good game last week. So then we get to our next games, as it's the Saints at the Lions for the first time since 2014. Saints won the last game in 2017, but they haven't beaten the Lions in Detroit. Actually, that's wrong. 2008 was the last time. That's the last time the Lions beat the Saints was 2016. I'm getting my shit all mixed up. 2016 was the last time the Lions beat the Saints, and 2008 was the last time 2014 was the last time they beat them in Detroit. Man, I'm getting my shit all mixed up. As the Saints, there's definitely something wrong with them. Bad enough that you got beaten by the Raiders, but then you let the Packers crush you at home for the first time in 25 years? You let Aaron Rodgers just go down the field with no trouble. There is definitely something wrong with that team right now. And they better be thankful that the NFC South is not really the best right now because they're not in a good spot right now. So they got to get that shit fixed badly. The Lions, a needed victory against the Cardinals as they choked it too. Really big need right there. So this game will be interesting to see who will get it. I'm picking the Saints though to get. But hey, they've been struggling so far this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions get it. And this is an interesting one, as the Browns are at the Cowboys for the first time since 2012, as the Cowboys won the last 4 in a row. The Browns haven't beaten them since 1994, the last time down at the Cowboys as well. Browns, I don't know what to say about the Browns. They beat the Reds football team, but it was more because the football team choked, and the Cowboys, oh my god, their defense is so garbage. Absolutely garbage. And Dak, he's put up the yards. He's number 1 passing offense, number 1 yards. He's putting up the yards, but he's not really putting up the passing touchdowns. So that is definitely not good. And to make it even more problematic for the Cowboys, that they're going to have their 23rd ranked run defense go up against Nick Chubb, and the Browns have the 4th best rushing offense in the league. And that's the main reason why the Browns are doing good right now. Oh boy, but I think the Cowboys are going to get it. But watch, they choke it too. Like they've been all year so far. And the Browns get it, but I'm picking the Cowboys. Then it's the Jaguars at the Bengals for the 2nd year in a row. As the Jaguars are trying to win their 3rd in a row. As the Bengals haven't beaten the Jaguars since 2014. As the Jaguars, what the fuck? Holy shit, you got destroyed by the Dolphins last Thursday night. That was embarrassing. And the Bengals, you freaking tied the Eagles. Actually, it's more embarrassing for the Eagles. But hey, you put up a good game against the Eagles. That's why I picked you. But you just couldn't seal it. Jaguars, statistically, both teams are just kind of bad right now, pretty much. And you know what? And probably another upset pick. I'm going to pick the Bengals to get this. I have a lot more faith in them than I do the Jaguars. At least in the Bengals case, all their games have been close this year. you could have made the argument they could be 3-0 at least, perhaps. That's how close they've been. So, then it's the Colts at the Bears for the first time since 2012, as the Bears try to go 4-0 for the first time since 2006. Colts won the last game in 2016. Bears haven't beaten them since 2012, and the Colts haven't beaten the Bears in Chicago since 2004. So the Colts absolutely destroyed the Jets, to no one's surprise. And the Bears, you are definitely the worst of the undefeated teams right now. All your wins were just luck. You don't even deserve to be 3-0, yet here you are somehow still being there because everyone's choking. As you see stats, the Colts have won the elite defense in the league. Number 1 in every category except the running defense. That's 4th. That is incredible. And their offense, solid, but definitely needs to pick up the pace. The Bears are just not really that good. I am definitely picking the Colts for this, but hey, I mean, we already seen the Bears won 3 of their games this year by luck. So Colts, don't underestimate them. They might pull off another one again. Watch out for them. Don't underestimate them. Then it's the Cardinals at the Panthers for the first time since 2016, as the Panthers try to win the third one in a row, as the Cardinals haven't beaten them since 2013. They haven't beaten them in Charlotte since, God, like 2002 or something like that. Been a long time. I don't know why I forgot to wrote that down because I'm an idiot. So anyways, the Cardinals, they had against the Lions, but they just couldn't seal it in the end. And the Panthers managed to get their first win over the Chargers, as the Cardinals statistically are still playing good. Pretty good defense. Their offense seems to be a little bit inconsistent. 7th in running, 17th in points scored, 10th in yards, 13th in passing. The Panthers, not really that good statistically. Just don't know what to really say about them. Now, I would be normally probably saying the Cardinals, but an upset, I'm going to pick the Panthers to get it, as I just don't really see the Cardinals yet going 3-1, but who knows, maybe they will, since the Panthers are not really that good themselves. Then it's the Giants at the Rams for the first time since 2016. The Lions, did I say Lions? I mean Giants at the Rams. The Giants try to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2017. As the Rams won the last game, the Giants haven't beaten them since 2016 in London, remember. As the Giants, oh my god, of course, got destroyed by the 49ers. To no one's surprise, both New York teams are dog shit this year. And the Rams, man, they choked it. The Bills were beating them. They made the comeback, and then that bullshit pass interference penalty came up. And they just choked it still at the end. Offensively, look at that. The Rams are really, really good. That's still funny. 7-3, 7-3. Defense, though, they're mediocre, pretty much. The Giants' offense is so bad, though. They're the worst rushing offense. The second to worst points and yards allowed. Oh, my God. Pretty much the top 2 worst teams in terms of offense is usually the Giants or Jets. That's pretty sad. I'm picking the Rams for this, but hey, you never know. Rams could choke, too. Then it's the Bills at the Raiders for the first time since 2016, as the Bills try to go 4-0 for the first time since 2008. As the Bills won the last game, the Raiders haven't beaten them since 2016, and the Bills haven't beaten the Raiders since 1991 on the road when they were back in Los Angeles, let alone Oakland, for crying out loud. As the Bills, I'm still getting a little bit concerned by you, Bills. Your team literally flipped from last year, where you had one of the best defenses in the league, and your offense was, like, mediocre. Now your offense is, like, one of the better ones in the league, but your defense, look at that, your defense is not playing good. But hey, you managed to make the win against the Rams, which you choked, but you got lucky by that pass interference. And the Raiders got their asses absolutely kicked by the Patriots, as their defense is garbage, too. Offensively, though, they're still around average. So this game honestly could be an offensive shootout. But between the Raiders and the Bills, who am I trusting offensive shootout right now? Obviously, it's going to be the Bills. Then it's the Patriots at the Chiefs for the first time since 2014, as the Chiefs try to go 4-0 for the 4th year in a row. Chiefs won the last game last year. Patriots haven't beaten them since 2018. They haven't beaten them in Arrowhead since 2004. So I got that incorrect because I'm an idiot. So the Patriots, impressive game against the Raiders, and more impressive game for the Chiefs when they crushed the Ravens. As you see, offensively, the Patriots are really weird. 5th in scoring, 8th in yards allowed, number 1 run offense, 22nd passing though. Their defense though is still playing solid. Chiefs offense, they started to pick up the pace as they're starting to turn around now. Their defense starting to turn around as well. They still got a lot of work to do, but they're looking pretty damn good right now. The only concern I would be having for the Chiefs is you have the 27th rush defense in the league, and the Patriots are number 1 running it. So you should be worried about that. But if you shut down Cam Newton like you did Lamar, then you should easily get this win, and that's why I am picking the Chiefs to get it. Then we get to Sunday night, as it's the Eagles at the 49ers for the first time since 2014, as the Eagles won the last game in 2017 when they played. The 49ers haven't beaten them since 2014. The Eagles haven't beaten the 49ers out in San Francisco since 2008. Even though it's playing Santa Clara, but whatever. As the Eagles, oh my dear God. You tied the Bengals and you had to make a freaking comeback. Why didn't you try for the field goal at the end of the game? Yeah, but far, but at least try it. You know when you play it was probably going to be a tie at that point. At least try for it. That was stupid. And the 49ers destroyed the Giants, and honestly, it might have inflated their defense. I mean, look at their defense. 2nd in points allowed, 3rd in yards allowed, 2nd in passing yards allowed. That's honestly probably inflated because they played the Giants and Jets back-to-back weeks. But, I mean, you see that offense is average, defense really, really good for the 49ers. The Eagles, in terms of yards, they're not allowing a lot of yards, Pat, in terms of defense, but they're 23rd in points allowed, so they're not really bending, but they sure are breaking in terms of allowing points, and their offense is just garbage. I'm picking the 49ers for this. I don't even know if Garoppolo started. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but watch, they'll choke and let the Eagles get it. And then wrap it up with Monday night, which could be an offensive shootout like the last time this was on Monday night between these two. As the Falcons at the Packers for the first time since 2018. The Falcons try to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 1999. The Packers try to go 4-0 for the first time since 2015. That's incorrect. I've spelled that wrong. The Packers won the last game between these two in 2018. Falcons haven't beaten them since 2017, and they haven't beaten them in Lambeau since 2008. The Falcons, oh my God, they did it again. They choked against the Bears too. Honestly, that might even be worse. It's not as big in terms of a point differential like the Cowboys won, but the Bears are so bad. There's no way you should have lost that one, and you did. That is sad. As the Packers spanked off the Saints, as they have one of the elite offenses in the league. The Falcons have a really good offense except in terms of rushing it, but look at their defense. Worse in points allowed, 31 in points allowed and passing yards allowed, and you're going up against one of the best offenses in the league. This is definitely going to be an offensive shootout like it was in 2014, but the Packers are going to probably win by a blowout still. So give that to the Packers. So those are my picks for week 4. Can't wait for the slugfest that is Broncos at Jets night, as I'm picking Broncos over the Jets, Ravens over the football team, Buccaneers over the Chargers, Seahawks over the Dolphins, Texans over the Vikings, Saints over the Lions, Cowboys over the Browns, Bengals over the Jaguars, Colts over the Bears, Panthers over the Cardinals, Rams over the Giants, Bills over the Raiders, Chiefs over the Patriots, 49ers over the Eagles, and Packers over the Falcons. So see you guys for week 4.